All right, Illini fans, that's another win for the Illini. No surprise there. So let's take a look at some of the numbers. It looks like that it's going to be somebody different every game who steps up. The MVP of the game would be Dane, 9 out of 11 on the floor, 2 for 5 from the free throw line. He's got to shoot those free throws better. He had 15 total rebounds and 20 points and 5 blocks. 3 turnovers, though, want to cut those down. So if Dane can put up these kind of numbers against UCLA, against the good teams, we got something down low. But until he puts up these numbers against competition, we just don't know what he's going to do. Coleman, 3 for 7, 0 for 3 from 3. So with him, could be one of those things where some games he'll be shooting it pretty good. Some games, ice cold. Hopefully, he's not going to be inconsistent like a lot of the players we have had. We need players to be consistent. Give us numbers every game. Matthew, continuing to struggle. He just hasn't found his place yet on the team. Sky Clark, not really a good game for him, really. But he's a freshman, and he has no chance of leaving Illinois for the NBA after this year. I can promise you that. RJ, really struggling. Really struggling. I think we all thought that RJ was going to be a real leader on this team, a real standout player. It's not too late, obviously. It's only 2 games in. But RJ Melendez has been a huge disappointment. He's got to be better. He's got to do better. Terrence Shannon, 4 out of 4 for 12. That's terrible. So overall, not so hot. Epps, 4 out of 9. Sincere didn't have kind of game he had the first game. So that 3-point shooting, 8 out of 27, 29%. Once again, that's horrible 3-point shooting. This team is a horrible 3-point shooting team. And you're not going to beat good teams. You will not beat good teams when you shoot this poor from 3. And the free throw shooting isn't good either. Tonight it was a lousy 69%. So you're playing bad competition and you're shooting horrible from the 3-point line and free throw line. I'm telling you right now, I'll keep saying it. When Illinois plays a good team and they get blown out, look no further than the 3-point shooting percentage and the free throw shooting percentage. It's pathetic. They have got to do better than that. They have to. So, as far as the freshmen are concerned, they're freshmen. They're not superstar freshmen. So, it's going to be one of those things where they got to grow through experience throughout the year. Some games, some of these players will do really good. Then some of the games they're going to do nothing. And so it's going to be up and down. That's your typical freshman. So they got talent. I have really high hopes for them. But it's not like we have freshmen that are like, superstar freshmen who are just going to the NBA after 1 year. So it's going to take time. But when it comes to Melendez and Hawkins and Shannon and Matthew, We don't need that inconsistent stuff. They're too old for that. We need them to be consistent. Remember last year, that offense was inconsistent. You never knew what you were going to get. Trent Frazier would score 20 points in one half and not score a point in the other half, or go a whole game scoring no points. And DeMonte Williams would do that all the time, as far as not scoring any points. And the only person you could count on for any kind of numbers was Kofi. That was it. And this year's team, through the first two games, there's only one player offensively who has been consistent, and that's Dane. Everyone else has been inconsistent in these first two games, and I'm just gonna keep saying it. Coleman and RJ and Terrence and Matthew, they cannot be inconsistent. They need to provide consistency with this team. I can't wait for the UCLA game because it's going to be, the first time playing a team with talent. And honestly, through these first two games, this Illinois team, as is today, will get blown out against any good team. Now, obviously, if the three-point shooting improves, if the free throw shooting improves, if Coleman and RJ and Terrence and Matthew, if they could be consistent, then that can change. But Matthew looks so lost. He looks so useless. He's got to find himself. He's got to find his way on this team. But he looks useless. RJ Melendez looks useless. I don't know what happened to him. He better find himself quick. Terrence, not shy, shooting the ball, that's for sure. So, but you got to make them. If you're going to shoot 12 times, you got to make more than 4. So the only one I can really compliment really is Dane. But he's got to do it against UCLA. He's got to do it against good teams. So I like what I see, though, with the freshmen, but they're just not consistent. And as far as turnovers, 11 turnovers. So that sucks. But overall, they're 2-0. But it really is not going to start until they play UCLA. That's when it's really going to start. But we need Coleman to be better than this. 3 for 7, 6 points against Kansas City Kangaroos. That is horribly bad. Horrible. I'm ashamed. This was a terrible win. It really was. And for anyone that thinks I'm being hard, I'm not being hard. Last year, you can go back and watch my videos. The whole time I was telling people that this was a terrible Illinois team, that even though they were going to win the Big Ten, they would be the worst Big Ten champions ever. They were horribly bad. I would tell anybody who would listen. I guaranteed they would lose in the tournament to Houston. And sure enough, that's what happened. And I'm telling you right now, this team is horrible. Right now, today, this team is horrible. You can't look at that 3-point shooting percentage, that free throw percentage, and tell me this is a good team. You can't look at these numbers from Coleman Hawkins and RJ Melendez and Terrence and Matthew, and you just can't tell me that's a good team. I'm telling you right now, this team, they have to improve in big-time ways, or it's going to be a long, long year. So this team has depth. They've got talent, but it's going to take time. But Coleman, Matthew, RJ, Terrence, we need you to be consistent until the freshmen can get more experience. So, next game should be a blowout, easy competition again. But I can't wait for that ULCA game. Can't wait for that game. We're going to see. We're going to see then what Dane does. And I hope he can put up these same kind of numbers. All right. Let me know what you guys think.